So, I really do have to get rid of everything I own. I have, I, but I still buy stuff. So I guess this is what this is a haul video for a wannabe minimalist and also somebody who has no place to put things and needs to get rid of everything I own, even though you can see that I have so much stuff, but sometimes I can't help myself. And we're dealing with this. Sometimes I think about the possibilities of what if. And I'm wearing a sweatshirt again today. In the last video, I was wearing a black sweatshirt. Something that's disposable. I think that's going to be another video. I'm going to be making videos. We're starting Vlogmas now. We're starting early. It was really dumb of me to think that that I couldn't do this. Like I put all of my energy into selling stuff, and I did kind of burn myself out, and it didn't work. Like, I guess I had higher expectations, telling myself that I could sell things faster and easier than I thought that I could. And it's not working at the speed that I wanted. I am very optimistic in the amount of money I can make from the stuff that I have, but it is taking a lot longer, and I thought I would be done by now. I thought I would get like all of the main debt gone, and then I would be able to just focus on this. But this has to work. Like, as much as it's not, as much as it can't work because of I'm not a YouTuber. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and maybe that's another part of my problem. We'll get into that in the future. But I mean, I only watch educational things and things that can help me and inspire me and stuff like that. But I'm not a good speaker. I'm not. I don't have that stuff. I don't have anything going for me. I just have authenticity and realness going for me. So anyway, so I bought stuff. I'm boiling some water right now. It's the only thing that's happening. I bought these jars. So I do collect jars, and there's a handful of things that I know that I want to put in a box. So even if I am homeless, I have to make enough money for a storage unit, because there are things that I love so dearly. I mean, I could get rid of it all tomorrow and be fine. I don't need any of this stuff. I actually need less than anybody else. I was going to do another video on, I don't know why it's making that clicky noise. Oh, it's probably this. Alright, a minimalist camera. I mean, this might not be very good. I'm using my laptop to make a video. No one would do that. So how dare a minimalist say, minimalists with all their video editing equipment. My life is about proving that it can be done with heart. And guess what? 50 years have gone by, and I have not succeeded. But I'm continuing on. So yes, what I have learned in these 50 years is that I would rather be homeless than have roommates. That is like there's no option. I have to start over. There's no because of the economy and the way that things are. I would rather live on a tent in the beach. Oh yeah, so the summer video, what I wore this summer, basically I wore three pairs of shorts. I had, 4 pairs of shorts. I had 2 pairs of one. And anyway, I could have done even better than that. I wore that we'll do that video. We'll do the video, everything I wore this summer, and I'm getting rid of everything else. So, in fact, I could get rid of the stuff that I actually wore because I can do better. And that is really what this video is about, is the stuff that I bought that's better, that I can get rid of. I don't know, should we go back to we'll go back in here. Oh, we can turn the water is boiling. This is I don't have a stove, so how's that for minimalism? Boil things in here, like in the rice cooker, like rice or water. I eat popcorn sometimes, and I've got this halogen cooker, which I think those are illegal now. I think they use up too much energy, but I guess, yeah, I don't know what I would do without that. I don't even need that though. I would be happy just eating apples, and that's probably what's going to happen when I'm living on the beach. So, things that I bought. So, I was having a problem making my hot chocolate. I would never where I use stevia leaf powder, and you'll see this is a recurring in something that's going to go on in this video is about I am a purist naturalist, but plastic. There is plastic in my life, and I do feel guilty about that. But I also don't because of my experience with life, and I've been doing things for nature out of good. Where did it get me? It got me nowhere. I don't even have a legacy. I don't have children to leave anything to. So do I care about the planet? Do I care about humanity? Kind of jaded in that way that it's not really a big concern. It used to be my only concern. Now it's like, what's the point? Will we adapt? Will somebody else? I mean, this is years after me making the effort to buy the more expensive non-pollutant toilet paper, no bleaches, recycled everything. Every choice I made, shopped at the most expensive grocery stores, buying all of the ethical foods. It really did get me nowhere. Spent a lot more money that that's what I chose to spend my money on. I didn't even have extra money. That's what I did. Anyway, so I still want to put the most purest things in my body, and I do the best I possibly can, but I can't always choose. I mean, I never buy any chemicals. I don't even buy cleaners, vinegar and baking soda and stuff like that. So it's not... So I guess I buy a lot of plastic things. I buy a lot of toys. I don't go out to eat. I don't have any money for that. But my justification here is, or something that I've been thinking about recently, is that when I buy these toys, it's cheaper than even buying breakfast nowadays. Again, the economy and the thing. And I have this forever. Well, do I have it forever, considering I have to get rid of it? Back to the hot chocolate. All right. So I was struggling. I'm a non-measurer when it's cooking. I'd say that I'm a pretty good cook if I ever have to cook, but I'm just rustic. Like, if I'll not peel the vegetables, I love the skins on the stuff on that, and I'll throw it in bacon, and I'll bake all the stuff with their skins on, and a whole onion and stuff like that, and it turns out great. And I just throw on some seasoning, like whatever seasoning that I want to put on, and you just do it rudimentary. However, I wasn't getting, and I thought I might be wasting and not getting the right proportions, so I did buy a set of spoons, of measuring spoons, and I chose the two. Like, they came on a ring of, I don't know, 5 or 6 different measuring spoons. I have the other ones, like, in the drawer. But I took out the ones that I would use, one for the stevia powder, one for the cocoa powder, and then I know exactly what the proportions are to make the drink. And yeah, I just put a level spoon in of each, and I tested it with the different, how many do I need of this? Do I use this one? Do I use this one? I found the 2 that works, and it just makes things so much easier. I don't sometimes put too much cocoa powder. Like, yeah, also, I think I was putting too much stuff in. It would taste a little more bitter, or it wouldn't be sweet enough. So I found the right proportions. Those are coming in very handy for me. These jars, so I've been collecting these for years. We're going back. See, this is how my brain works. This is why I'm not good for YouTube. In one of my more recent videos, we did go through these. We do have to go through more of them. It seems like I accumulated more plastic junk and stuck them inside some of them, but for the most part, I emptied most of these jars. These are coming with me because as a as a whole foodist, I would fill these with grains and beans, and the more freedom I had, the bigger the house I had, or I would be able to, fill them with different things. And look at me in my minimalist bathroom kitchen, which I've also talked about in these videos. We're mixing everything. It's a fine line between what's food and what's beauty. Coconut oil is food and beauty products. I don't use baking soda for food, but I do brush my teeth with baking soda, and I clean with baking soda. This is the more expensive baking soda, the one that I'm absolutely sure is aluminum free. The other ones that you buy are in here. Look at these, and I thought about this too. This baking soda collection that I have here, these are from the dollar store, and I just use them for cleaning, but I really like the packaging, and I liked how it fit in there. I also found some new soap, which I don't really use either. This definitely goes along with the video. So I did buy these two soaps. I wanted to test one out first, so I did just take it out of the box. Look, I can kind of live my dream, and I thought about this, where I can keep this packaging in here, and if I just empty these, and I haven't even used these. I have the baking soda down here. I mean, this dirty old sink area, but I mean, I'm a clean person, so I make sure it's clean, but it's old and dingy and paints. I mean, that's pretty common, I guess. What more can you do? And in fact, I like old things, so whatever. This isn't the kind of old that I like. This is 1980s, 1950s old, not 1800s old, which is my thing. Baking soda. So yeah, that's where I have the opened. I've been using that canister of baking soda for cleaning for I haven't even got to this, and I probably won't even get to those, but I did think I could open these from the bottom and put the boxes back, because I'm all about aesthetics. Anyway, so I found this soap, and I am going to buy 7 more of these and put those across. And instead of having this many backups, because I do have to leave pretty soon, I think that 7 soaps will definitely take me into April, or I think that's around the time that I have to go. Anyway, I tested. I didn't want to buy too many of them, just in case the fragrance was too strong or gave him a reaction to myself. Back to the jar. So I have been collecting these jars, and there's usually 2 different sizes. There are larger ones and there are smaller ones. I did like measure that these ones should probably be in there instead of the baking soda that I'm not using, but I couldn't fit as many as I need anyway, and I do like to have them out and they're ready and available. I don't have any potatoes and very few apples right now, but I think the last time I made a video, these were filled with potatoes and apples. But I have these 2 jars, and I also found out that, see these ones, which I made I wanted the lids from, I think it was salsa jars with the lids from olives, because the salsa jars came with green lids, and I mix and match to make jars that would be suitable for, now I mean I was eating both of those things at the time. Then we have these mini mason jars that are from the dollar store. But what I'm seeing here is that, look, in a perfect world, if I could find more of these, I would be having all of those ones matching. In the bottom row, I could actually get real old-fashioned jars. And then we could fill this in. You know what? I could empty the baking soda. Oh my gosh. And which is what I do with my spices and everything. I do empty them, but then I could put a whole row of baking soda in these jars, and maybe that is something that I would do in my real world, in a permanent world. And then guess what? I think you should live, which is kind of what this video is about, because I do live in the now, and it's probably one of the best things about me. it's also maybe I live in the now a little bit too much, but I know that it's the struggle for most people is that they can't live in the now. They're so worried about their future. They're so worried about making more money. I am really grateful that it should worry me more, but I'm glad that it doesn't worry me as much. So my jars. My jar. Let's get that finished too. So the three things that I can think of right now, there's four things. Okay, there's four things that I use and probably will always use. They're things that I've learned to use in my life. So there's these antique wooden hangers. I have a huge collection, and I have downsized the collection throughout the years, but I am going to downsize that collection even more as in the upcoming month or two, because I guess if I'm going to vlog every day. We're starting Vlogmas early, but I'm going to choose the best ones too, because I minimalized so much clothing which I had before, and I had to use all those hangers. And you know what? I probably can get rid of some more of these shirts, even though I really was careful about choosing them, and the fact that they fit so well, and I don't wear any of them really. I forced myself last year to wear many of them. Well, and it was okay. And I'm going to we'll talk. We've got lots of fashion videos coming up in the future. But the hangers, there's these metal office boxes. I guess they're like card boxes, which I have even more than I think that are here, which I keep different things in, and I have different sizes of them. Some are more of the same, but they're just metal index cards. They're great for storing stuff in them. So all the little things that I would want to keep, I would just keep those. I would probably get rid of all of these other boxes and stuff that I have. Anyway, we have to tackle behind here. And this is all of my possessions, I would say, which are, most of the stuff is useless. And then, and drop cloths. So natural cotton I use for everything, for bedspreads, for protective cloth is what that is really. Curtains, all of this stuff is just drop cloths. Even use them for bed sheets. And to cover up ugly furniture. So just to make my life easier and pleasant and flowy and natural, like I like. And so those four things are really important to me and have been a part of my life, my whole entire adult life. There's things that I have cultivated, and I really don't want to get rid of them. And I really don't want to get rid of these insulators. Do you know what insulators are? I'm sure not everybody would know, but they're like on top of telephone poles where the wires would wrap around these things, because wood can conduct electricity and glass can't. So glass or ceramic or enamel, enamel, that also they would have enamel coating. What's the word I'm looking for? Porcelain, which I'm a huge porcelain fan. Some of these things from the 1800s, which I've collected and tried not to pay more than like $5 for, but they're paying $5 for something from the 1800s is something that I can't stop. I mean, I do use those platters every once in a while, depending on what I'm eating. I can take one of those and use it. And then some of the stuff is just from the dollar store. Like these are Matryoshka dolls that were unpainted. And when I wake up in the morning and I turn and I wake up and I look over there and I see like these natural colored antique old-fashioned on the shelf that I built, that I love too. I love that it's like it adds like molding to the wall, and I love that it's sparse, and I like to keep it like that, opposed to those two art panels. I call those toy art panels. which was supposed to be my only allotted toys in the room, and I've done good. Well, at well, I was going to tell you, I've gotten rid of all of the boxes. The last time you were here, I took away all of those. Can I go? Let's go back to here again. Wake up in the morning, I look there, and it's the dream house that I want to live in, and it's a little corner of. I mean, that is way too cluttered, but and I've taken stuff away and put it up there. I think I've decided that, well, a couple of those things I don't need. I don't need that clock. I need those banister things though, because they're from Degrassi Street. There's things. Yeah, my plan is, I guess, I was thinking 12 boxes, but I think we have to pay for a 24 storage locker that can hold 24 boxes, and that'll be my limit of stuff that I can just put aside. And maybe I'll go on a trip, and I'll decide that I just have to I'll abandon all my belongings, and then I guess some very lucky person will get my curated, unusual plastic toy antique cross-pollinated collection throughout of belongings, and they are probably valuable, but not as much as. I mean, it's all replaceable, and I do think about what if I won the lottery. It would be what would I leave behind? What would I keep? The clothes, which I started to talk about before, which I said I wasn't going to talk about, but I'm coming back to that. I love how we're going. We're going to go back to the boxes too. We're going to go back into the kitchen bathroom too. We probably weren't finished in there. Let me take that off there. The clothes, like when I was doing that last year, and we were figuring out what I was going to keep and what I wasn't going to keep. I'm going to calm down a little bit. Maybe that'll make the video better and me more articulate if I don't worry about what I have to include. I can't write. Oh, here we go off on a tangent. I can't write things down. You don't know how difficult it is. I don't know even if I did write something down, for me to make a video and have the point and for me to read it, it really would interrupt the video, and it would be so hard for me to actually read it while I was talking to you and concentrate on the brain. I hate blaming things on anything. I'm responsible, and I guess that's why I'm doing the things the way that I'm doing, because I am responsible for getting my point across. I tried on all the things in the closet. Some of the things were so good and so nice and so perfect that I would buy them again. They would be things that I know that I want from the future. I've had them for 20 years or more, maybe, some of the clothes that I wear. And I selected them very carefully, knowing that I would wear these for the rest of my life. They are who I am to a T, and they actually are, and they fit perfectly. So I was very careful about choosing them, and they are still my style. Some things I do question every once in a while. Is this not my style? And again, we're going to return to that this year during Vlogmas, and we're going to see. But I have thought about it. I have thought about some of the things that I was wondering about. Is this, because I bought it in the early 2000s, my least favorite fashion place in history? Early 2000s, absolutely the worst clothes that ever were created in all of time, from the beginning of mankind. Yeah, some of the worst clothes that were ever made. And that's when I bought most of my clothing, which is really ironic that they are perfect. Some of them might have that little bit of 2000s in them, but then I think about, the 2000 influences were from the 70s. Actually, a lot of the stuff came from the 70s, which I do appreciate. The 70s fashion, that I can get behind. Not all of it. Okay, let's go back in the kitchen before we go to the boxes. My brain's working way better than normal. Oh yeah, we haven't been finished. So something else that I bought. This is more of a spark joy thing and an ease. So a lot of this stuff. What's going on with the camera's all white, and maybe my lens was. Here, let's try. It's a little muted. I mean, I like how clear, and I like how there's no contrast is what I'm trying to say. It's very weird, but I think it's just the poor lighting and the poor camera. But we're not about perfection. I'm so about perfection. I'm so about things being perfect. Perfectly imperfect is things have to be so aligned. I was just listening to a podcast today talking about how that's the left side of your brain, and it was something that, like, I don't think of myself as that. I think of myself as, because all of my technical cleaning and sorting seems to be so creative. It come from a creative place, but apparently it doesn't. From brain science, is that it comes from the part that should be making me money. It's not making me money. There's no money being made from anything I do, and I think we have to identify that. We'll probably identify that in an upcoming video, because there's definitely some kind of disconnect. I mean, if you talk about this Hoj, I gotta stop listening to you. No, I'm not gonna stop. There's things to learn, but I gotta stop believing or getting on these, which I don't really. I'm doing everything right. I'm probably the happiest person in the world, so I gotta stop anyway. So I did buy these things, which are probably just, I didn't know if they were going to work. They were a set of 5. They came with rubber stoppers. The rubber stoppers didn't, which I guess they're silicone, which I guess is food and safe for people. And I guess silicone's like a natural element kind of thing. Nonetheless, so mason jar lids that are wood. I didn't like them at first. I didn't like the bevel. Like, I liked how these ones fit on there better. Like, it does look better. But I kept dropping these, especially in the ones that I took away this part just for easy access. Like, that's an OCD thing too. Did I mention OCD? The way I think we know right now by watching this video the OCD problems, and things have to be as easy as possible and set up as perfectly as possible, and I have to know where everything is, and I do know, as much as I have way too many things, and some might consider me a hoarder. Everything is super organized. Again, one of the left side of the brain things that I really enjoy doing. Anyway, something that I learned about OCD just last month or something was that one of the tactics that I think in therapy or wherever, I don't know, wherever they help OCD people, is to set things up to make things as easy as possible. And I've been doing that my whole life naturally. It's how I've been able to cope. Is nothing gets done if it's not set up. So that's why everything has to be tidy and neat, and that's why I spent the last 3 or 4 days really setting things up and getting rid of the huge amount of boxes that are. We're gonna get. Look, I got rid of the huge amount of boxes, but after I did that, we have 4 more projects just came up. So I have to keep my projects in boxes to like minimize the clutter. And some of you have agreed with this statement before that I'm about to make right now, is that it's not the fact I'm not really that much of a hoarder. It's just that I'm squeezing my whole life, which is into one room, and I really don't have that much stuff. Like if you think about people's like refrigerators and their major appliances, I don't have any of that stuff. I've set up my life so I don't need to use a refrigerator, stuff like that. I have 3 small appliances that I use for cooking. I don't have to cook though, but because, who doesn't like to cook? But there will be a time when, in my future, when I'm homeless, and I've been thinking about this, I might have to eat bread, because bread is so easy to eat, and you can get it on discount. I don't know if I agree with that. Grains that I have been eating, which I don't even know if I agree with eating grains. It just depends on how much money how much the apples will cost and how many I can afford. But I would be happy just eating apples and bananas. I mean, there are a lot of raw foodists out there, and that could be pleasant too. Back into, why do I keep leaving the kitchen bathroom anyway? Okay, so I'm going to, I brought up a box actually to get rid of stuff, but this is a dollar store jar. So you can see that it's a reproduction of something. It's actually really nice, and you see the black in there. It really does, it looks like the wrought iron black features that I like and have in my life. I think I would have I do think about the faucet that I would have in my dream kitchen, and it would be like one of those crank pumps. I actually have a miniature one over there that you got water from the well. Oh no, there's notifications. I don't think I had notifications on this computer. Anyway, so I would definitely, that would be set up. I would have one of those cast iron cranking water things. I mean, it would probably have a tap. I'd get some kind of, but that would be the faucet I'd choose. I'm reluctant about doing this now that I'm talking about it out loud, but I do have to get rid of stuff. I mean, I have to get rid of everything. I might not even be able to keep anything. Like, I'm saving all of the things that I love the most, and those are the things that I won't have time to sell or anything. But you know what? We touched on this a little bit earlier too. It's probably the stuff that I love the most is probably the stuff that's worth the least amount of money. So, big deal. Okay, something that I have to take advantage of. So I've talked about, back to beauty products. So apple cider vinegar, I use it in my food, and I stick it on my face. I don't always remember. I'm not really good at following the regime, but it does feel really good on my skin. I try to do it as much as possible, so that is why I buy these things. I also had these things because I was a model before the pandemic, and coconut oil and using these pads, it helped take the makeup off my face whenever people put makeup on my face. So now that doesn't happen anymore, which I'm so grateful for, because I did get some reactions to I don't deal well with chemicals. Anyway, we are going with the old-fashioned jars that I have, and we're going to stick those in here. So instead of having, so we're choosing what's better, and I'm going to use one of these wooden lids. So, did I finish talking about that? Where I drop these on the ground and they smash. Now, luckily, at a thrift store at one time, I found all of these extra lids and stuff, so I do have backups of these things. So that's good. So I have backup lids for my old-fashioned mason jars. But yeah, I had learned that. Wait, I started to talk about this. I'm probably gonna. That does look better, but also I do like these. I mean, I don't know. This is the company. I think Ball is a very famous mason jar company, or I could be mistaken. Maybe that's just a dollar store one. Do you have Do you have antique mason jars in the United States? Because I find it very odd that they all say made in Canada, like that nothing has come up over the border. Because normally we have other antique things, and my pottery and stuff is from other places around in the United States and stuff, and from England, because stuff in the 1800s, early 1900s would have been imported from England quite often. But also, we got many things that was manufactured in the States that would be brought up. But for some reason, I have never found an American mason jar. And maybe all mason jars are made in Canada. Maybe we had because the Hudson Bay Company, the first department store in North America, is from Canada. I don't know. Anyway, so we just made one of these jars match. It even matches. It goes together well. It goes great. Oh, here's something else. Speaking about castor oil. So I have used castor oil before. It keeps coming up in, like a YouTube video, or I guess Instagram. I don't use TikToks, but the TikTok kind of video where you'll see like somebody's story or something, where you'll see a benefit. And I'm gonna, I do. There's so many places for me to use castor oil. None of this stuff, like in the homeless world, I don't need to put out. I don't need to put apple cider. I'm trying to get the lighting that's not ridiculous. I don't have to put apple cider vinegar on my face. I don't know if I have to put coconut oil on my face when I'm living in a saltwater environment. I know that when I tried to live in Mexico a few years ago, or a decade ago, I think it is now, the salt really was bad for I aged so bad. If you look at the beginning of my first toy videos, I think I looked older than and I think it probably had to do with the diet. I don't know, maybe the food I was eating there. I can't remember. I think I don't know. I lived with some chef lady, and I think there was just way too much pastry and white sugar and white flour that I was eating, plus the sun and maybe the salt. But I grew up on the salt water. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Something I am trying to say here. Well, something that I want to talk about. Maybe it'll be mentioned again. Probably I repeat myself constantly. But people always have to rinse off the salt water. I don't understand that. I think I heard other people talk about how it's like some people have to do it, some people don't. But it feels clean to me. It feels, and I am such I always have to be clean. I can't go camping in a place that doesn't have water. I always have to wash myself off, maybe once in the morning, once at night even. I try not to do that because they tell you that it's not bad, but I think this year I'm going to. I think every time I go to the washroom, the washroom number 2, that's a good. I think that I want to take a shower. I mean, I'm not going to buy a bidet right now, even though, yes, I do buy things to make my life convenient in my last days. Not homeless. But anyway, salt water feels amazing on my skin. It feels cleansing, and I love having the salt cake on my skin. You know how, I don't know, maybe you don't know, maybe you didn't grow up on the ocean, but I love jumping into the ocean and letting the salt dry on me, and it feels healing, and it feels like if there's any scrapes on you, it heals the cuts. Salt water is, people use salt water for for swishing around in their mouth and cleaning like any ailments in there, and it's just so healing, and it feels healing, and having the salt on your skin and letting it dry feels healing to me. I don't know if my hair is getting so gray, and I mean, I think I look okay. I don't know. That's another video that we're. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready to get to the boxes? Let's see here. Castor oil, tea tree oil is really. I use that for brushing my teeth, and again, that's good for cuts and scrapes. That's what I use. This will be coming to me when I'm homeless. I'll have a jar of this in my bag because it's great as a disinfectant. I also use it to brush my teeth. I probably don't need the baking soda as much as, like, I love the baking soda. Really does make your mouth feel fresh, like scouring agent, but I probably could be just fine putting a drop of tea tree oil. Oh, I use it as deodorant too. So just splash a few drops of that on my pits, and I think it works. I don't know. I don't care. I am alone, and I don't have any interest in not being alone, which is really crazy. I think we do. I was a really neglected child, and I think it's all I know. So that's I am so happy. Television raising me, it's kind of a problem. Has a lot to do with the aesthetics part of my life, where you see I have to set up everything. Everything has to be set up perfect and pretty. Like inside, everything has to be ordered and perfect. Perfect flaws, just like I never knew that. I never knew that it happened to me, but it has a lot of bearing, I think, on how I look and how I perceive myself. And I hope that that's not making this cracky. The computer is cracking, and it's probably making the sound quality really bad. I don't know where the microphone is on this. Can we get to the boxes? Okay, let's make this a little better. I don't really mind wires. I kind of talk about that every holiday season, because you hang wires around and you decorate with lights and stuff, and it makes it look nice. But I'm just gonna take those away, and I just was holding on to this because I'm always making YouTube videos, and I love these clamp lights. I do use them over there for doing toy reviews on that wall, and also trying to give you a little bit of light for when I make these vlogs. Oh no, now I'm second guessing. I'm always second. Why wouldn't I put a light bulb in here and put it up there? First of all, it does make it look so much neater, which has to happen. Oh, we have to. I'm going to put them in the box. Oh, I'm going back and forth. No, we're getting to the boxes. No, we're gonna make a pile of this. I can't get rid of an extension cord. I use extension cords so much, and they're so needed, and I have so many lights and so many electronics. I can't believe I have so much to talk about. Okay, so I bought new clothes. I keep buying pants, trying to find. Okay, so one of my best videos here, and I really should have, and I thought about this before, but it's very chilly here today, and I thought about putting on one of my Hanes tank tops, which I do like to wear all the time. This is insane that I can just talk. It's kind of great that I don't know who is listening to this, who it makes sense to. I love you if you're listening this far. I can't believe that you listen to my bullshit. Okay, speaking of boxes, this needs to be fixed, but I need to sell more things. So I can't, like I squished so much into the toy room, the room with all of the toys in it, which maybe if you're new here, you don't know about that. Who would be new here? I bought coveralls. So, okay. So I have those athletic tank tops. I keep them under my bed. Again, we're gonna have to. There's so many videos. It's kind of good because as much as I'm not as much as I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, like sell, 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 get rid of stuff, I will be doing that over Vlogmas because I do have to go through my stuff, and it will make content for good videos, and there's always stories and there's always stuff. Anyway, I love wearing these, and I kind of missed the mark on this because now it's, I don't know, the temperature fluctuates. I know that some people are seeing snow and stuff. I live in the most southern part of Canada, so like I'm still doing yard work in my shorts. It's November. My pool is still open. I haven't been swimming in my pool, but I like to wait until all of the leaves fall off the trees. But I think even that, the leaves refusing to fall off the trees because I guess it's too nice outside. Some flowers were blooming the other day. Okay, we're going to talk about this in upcoming videos. You can't wear skinny. These are really tight on me, and you can't wear, and I only have tight bottoms. I prefer to wear tighter, not skin tight bottoms, but slimmer pants because I find it more flattering on the shape of my body and everything. So I like to wear slimmer bottoms, but I didn't have any pants to wear with these. I can't, and my shorts are too short. So if I'm wearing short skinny shorts, which my shorts aren't too skin. Like again, nothing I have is too skin. I hate skin. That's not fashiony. Anyway, I needed to buy workwear pants, and I tried on a pair of workwear pants, and I told myself, and it's from a really like a store that's like I don't know, like a cheap discount bargain store made. It's called Giant Tiger. I thought it was an American company, but apparently it's just Canada. They have workwear, and I tried on a pair of pants because I knew I had this in the back of my mind where I can't. It would have been so great for me to be able to walk around. The thing is, I can't. I get so over. God. I can't convey what I'm trying to talk about. I can't coherently talk. I can't talk about things in an order. But I'm trying so hardly. I'm trying so hard. Okay. So I tried on, I knew, okay, I love workwear. You might also know that. I shouldn't be buying any more clothes because I have enough to wear that I might have to get rid of everything anyway and just keep. Well, I would buy a new pair of black shorts. Again, we'll talk about that in an upcoming video where I would say 2 pairs of black shorts because if something happens to the one pair or it gets really dirty, you can put it on the other pair. But if I'm just jumping into the ocean constantly and washing my shorts, and they don't really have to be washed either, but to have that option, I could hand wash. You know, sometimes things build up, even if they are. I only need 2 pairs of shorts to exist in life. That's all I would need. And then maybe because of society, I have to have like 1 or 2 shirts that allow me to go into an establishment to buy food, and then we're good. So that's basically what the summer video will be about. Is that I wore 3 different bottoms, but we'll talk about why that was. So I do after I was thinking about this. I do, and again, this is for. We'll talk about that. Yeah. That's a whole story for another video. There's no point in me going into that anyway. So workwear pants. I didn't want to buy anything else. I can't wear the tank top with any of the pants. That's not true though. Oh yes, it is true because of where I live. Again, that is a future video. Okay, I'm sorry that I even started that. So I got on this huge workwear kick, and tomorrow the last pair of pants. There's a pair of pants coming. So there's workwear. There's 2 of these in 2 different sizes. I think I'm gonna wear these all winter, and I don't know I have to talk. That's a whole other video. And what I wear before the snow, what I wear after the snow, what I wear in the summer. This is content for so many different videos. Anyway, I needed something a little more baggy on the bottom. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna. Actually, that might turn out. That might be the fashion choice. That might be all I need. And in fact, and then those have to be gotten rid of by April. And like everything has to. I'll only have one pair of black shorts. To the boxes. Okay, am I gonna? Okay. This is really okay. This is just okay. This is just getting. Oh, this is horrible. We need the light. We need the light. Now we have the best light, but it's a horrible light. This is just getting in the way. So we're getting that is the choice. This is a duplicate functioning item. So this we're getting rid of. One of these boxes is empty for this purpose. That's what happens with the lids. So this is from the dollar store. We're still gonna donate it. This we're just freeing up space. I really do love that jar. But the other jars I have are nicer and more timeless and better and okay. Oh no. Oh, I have to go to the washroom. Can I do that? Can I? Oh, I could try that feature. There's a pause button. No, just in case it messed up my. I'm gonna have to fight through it. We're just gonna have to close the video out. So this box is just filled with toys and stuff that I don't know that were just laying around that I didn't know what to do with. They were too big. These two boxes. Did I finish everything? Yeah. Really, there's been discount candy at the, I'm gonna be honest, at the dollar store, and when it's 33 cents for like this big bag of candy, which again, I'm like all this whole food natural stuff that I do eat. I guess it's that thing. It's that plastic and no, but I mean, I would say 98% of the time, but I have been bad recently. And in fact, I think that all of the, oh yeah, look, they look a little pudgy. All of the weight that I like I was really skinny. I think I'm back to being a little bit pudgy. I think I have to go on my diet again and then not touch that. There's so many reasons besides there are so many. I love health. It has a lot to do with money. It's like it's the volume of food that I could get for which isn't really food. So that's anyway. So if you were here last year, you might have seen the advent calendar. So talk about consumption. However, the things in here are, I mean, there's some toys and stuff in here, but there are some tiny, but most of this stuff is essentials and like treats, like nuts and some dried fruit, which we'll talk about, and things that I use every day, like some spices, and I tried to make it as old-fashioned as possible. I do have a very special, like maybe it's a little Hojo Mojo in here, a little too yogi, goody two shoes. We're gonna do some gratitude stuff every day, but I mean, as much as I'm losing my spirituality, I'm still a nature boy. I'm still like. I'm just so sick and tired of all ends of extremists in general. Like it never wins. Anyway, that's what these two boxes are. So I have to tie up the string. I guess I'm not going to do this. This could be a video in its own right, but Yeah, I've got all of the same paper bags from last year. We're going to use the same pine cones. It looked beautiful. It was I think it was the best. Last year was the best Christmas of my life, and it had to do with having a little treat bag to open up every day, a little fun surprise every day and it's not nothing, and it's not waste. I mean, there are tiny plastic toys in each bag, but that makes me happy. But most of it is natural. I mean, it's a small amount of toys after everything's all weighed up, after everything comes out. Oh, the urgency to go away. Oh, the reason I brought up I don't. You know how people say that different foods affect them in different ways? I've never experienced that, but I think I haven't. When I eat refined flours and sugars, I think I do have a more urgency to use the washroom. It did go away. That's why I've been struggling with this my whole life. Sometimes I have to use the washroom so much, but then it's gone now, so we can talk. Even though you probably. Here's some 50-year-old advice for you. If you have to go to the washroom, go right away. Something that I didn't do my whole entire life because, yeah, that's a sad memory for me. Is that a sad memory, or I guess it's a. I'm so grateful for. I love who I am. So the fact every good memory that I have, there's a negative connotation attached. Now I don't know if that's a state. It's not a state of mind. Well, it kind of is, but there's always some kind of but that's because of that. But I am grateful for all of the bad things in my life, because all of the bad things. There's nothing bad. There's nothing bad. And I'm learning and working right now. What I'm working on is that like I'm trying not to be Hojo Mojo. I don't think there's a reason, but I don't think there's a reason. I don't like to. You're like people say that there's a reason why what you needed to experience this bad thing that's happening in your life right now. That I will not accept. However, like, you needed it. You're not rich right now. You've never had money because you can't handle the money. See, the stuff like that I don't believe. Like, I have to deal with noise and chemicals and pollution and stuff because I can't. This is what I should tell myself. That's not what I'm telling myself. What I'm telling I do get really worked up when I smell gaggy chemicals that I can't handle, or cigarette smoke, or any of that. But what I'm gonna force myself to do is appreciate it, or also focus on it as, I mean, it's what more motivation is there to remove myself from a situation. Like, let's thank, like, am I thanking? Who am I thanking? Oh God, what? Thank you for showing me. Like, thank you for showing me, world. Thank you for showing me what I don't want. But I don't believe in the thanking you part. Like, I mean, like I've said before, in this video and in other videos, and try to convince myself. The world is showing me what I don't and do like, and what I need and what I don't need. And I want to keep so many of these things that I have. Like I don't know. I'm not going to let anyone tell me that it's not natural to collect things, and it's not natural for things to be important to you. Squirrels do collect things. Squirrels they do hoard all kinds of food. I go to the grocery store. I buy in bulk so that I have this extra food ready, because these days you don't even know if you're going to get COVID. I'm happy that I have all these canned goods, because what if I couldn't go to the store? I'd have nobody to bring me food, so I'm happy that I do have these overstock of canned goods and oatmeal, like, that I could eat if I can't leave my bed for more than 10 minutes. So it is good to have backup stock of stuff like that, even though some minimalists tell you not to. And these things really do make my life easier. That is what this video is about. I bought stuff because it made my life easier. Did I get to everything? I didn't get to the space heater. I didn't get to the fan and the space heater. You have to buy things. You have to balance out what's going to make my life easier in the long run. I need the fan to purify the air, if there's cigarette smoke, or even if my potatoes are making, I don't want my bed to smell like potatoes. So it is good to open up all the windows, refresh everything, turn on the fan, let everything blow. I love that. I love when my air is clean and fresh and brand new again. And I kind of do that daily, and I have heard people say that daily. I don't like that my fan is made of plastic and it's not nice. It is something that money has to buy, but because I know that my life is disposable right now, I do have to take that in consideration. I bought that on discount. I bought it on sale. It stopped working. So I need the space heater for removing labels off of boxes, and I have to use the washroom again. And we should be done now. This is enough. Even for its intended purpose, sometimes I use it for customizing toys. That's not as for keeping me warm when it's too cold or something like that. Sometimes when I get like chilled and I need a quick heat up, that does work, so that's good. But this one is beautiful, and I wanted it to work, but it burnt out and it stopped working. And you get what you pay for, I guess, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't get what you pay for. Sometimes you can find diamonds in the rough. That is what I'm about. This one's ugly. You know what? It's not so bad though. Black plastic, kind of. You have to make these compromises. But when I'm laying in bed and just seeing that, in a perfect world, it's not all like that. Oh, like this. Which I thought that I liked this pull-up bar, and I chose a black one. I was very careful when I bought this, and I chose it. But I want, what is it called? A Swedish ladder? A Swiss ladder? That's what I want. Anyway, this is enough. Thank you so much. I don't know what I was finished saying. Anyway, I'm going to embrace the horrible intrusions in my life that I have no control over. I mean, maybe I do have control over it. That's why they upset me so much, is that if I wasn't such a coward and can speak up and complain, and I don't want to intrude in somebody else's life either. Oh, identify. Something just came up. I'm a people pleaser. Don't cause any problems. Oh, that came up too. We'll get into this. We have a month of videos more. Oh, I have to use the washroom so bad. All right, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. How real is this? How real?